हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, मैं राज किरंगाले, आपका मैथ्स एंड साइंस कोच फ्रॉम स्टूडेंट फर्स्ट लर्निंग सेंटर हिंगनघाट। चलिए आज का लेक्चर शुरू करते हैं। लेक्चर को स्टार्ट करने से पहले वीडियो को प्लीज़ 480 पिक्सल यूट्यूब क्वालिटी में सेट कर ले और डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए नोट्स को डाउनलोड कर ले।
In our last class, we have proved root 2 and root 5 as irrational number. So, in the same series, we will see few more examples today. Example 10, show that 5 minus root 3 is irrational number. So, let us use method of contradiction, same steps. Let's say it's rational number. Since it's rational number, we can express it as a by b, where a b belongs to integer, b not equal to 0. So, if we rearrange this, we can write root 3 equal to 5 minus a by b. Okay. So, now since a and b are integer, okay, a and b are integer, so a by b will become rational number. 5 minus rational number will become again a rational number. Okay. So, a and b are integer, so we get a by b as rational because they are in p by q form, and 5 minus a by b also become rational. Since right hand side is rational number, so root 3 is also rational number. However, this contradicts the fact that root 3 is a rational number. We know that. So our assumption fails. Our assumption that 5 minus root 3 is a rational number fails, and hence it's a rational number. So these are the simple steps that you have to write. The question may be asked majorly for 3 marks, and these are the steps that you have to follow for 5 minus root 3 or 2 plus root 3, so on and so forth. Let's take one more example like this. 3 plus root 5 irrational. So let us use method of contradiction. Let us say it's a rational number. So it can be represented in the form of a by b. Okay. Now we are targeting here to root 5. So let's take it to the root 5 actually. So but 2 is in multiple. Again we can send 2 also in this direction here. So we are just always taking out a root term separate. Here also root 3 we separated, here also root 5 we separated. Now a by b again is integer, so a by b minus 3 will also be integer. Half into a by b minus 3 will also be an integer. Okay, so that is what we are writing. A and b are integer, so we get, because they are in the form p by q, and from definition they are rational number. Since right hand side is rational number, so root 5 is also rational. However, we know that root 5 is irrational number. Our assumption is in contradiction with what actually fact is. Hence our assumption is wrong. So we say that 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational number. Okay. One more example, example 5. This time this is 3 root 2 simply. Earlier we are saying root 2 root 5, then something like combination 5 minus root 3, 3 plus 2 root 5. Now just a multiple of 3 root 2, that is 3 root 2. Again use method of contradiction. Let's say 3 root 2 is irrational number. So 3 root 2 equal to a by b. A by belongs to integer, b not equal to 0. So root 2 can be, again separate the root term. Root 2 can be written as 3 in a by 3 by b. Again same idea. A by b is integer and a by b is rational. So a by 3b is also rational number. Since right hand side is rational number, so root 2 is also rational number. However, this is in contradiction. So our assumption fail, and hence the given 3 root 2 is rational number. On similar line is 1 by root 2. Method of contradiction. 1 by 2 rational number. 1 by root 2 is equals to a by b. So now we will target root 2. So root 2 will become b by a. A and b are integer. So b by a is a rational number. So LHS, that is root 2, is also rational number. However, we know that root 2 is not a rational number. It is actually irrational number. So we enter into contradiction and our assumption fails, and hence given statement is true. Similarly, there is 7 root 5. Okay. So this is for homework to you. Next is 6 plus root 2. We have seen this type. Okay. Method of contradiction, rational number. So target root 2 now. Root 2 will become a by b minus 6. A by b is integer. So a by b minus 6 is also a rational number. Right hand side is rational number. So LHS must be a rational number. However, this contradicts. And so there are fixed number of steps. Almost same step. Contradiction. Say it a rational number. represent it a by b. Just take out whichever root is common and then say that a and b are integer and just fail our contradiction and say that the given statement is true. So this is the steps which we have been following all this. Let us move on to the next concept. We have visited rational and irrational number. Now let us visit decimal equivalent of a rational number. Okay. So this is a very easy concept actually. Rational number like 0.375 is decimal equivalent. So if you want to convert it in P by Q form, okay, we have studied in 9th standard also. You just shift this decimal point. So we have to multiply this by 1000 and divide by 1000. Okay. Now you can write them in terms of prime factor. So this can be divided by 5. So if you go on dividing it 5, it will go 3 times and then it will be divided by 3 also with remainder 0. Similarly this, and if you simplify this, you get this by this. So this is like a representation of this decimal expansion. Similarly, this has to be divided by 10 raised to power 4, and if you go on simplify, you will further get this number. You can carry out this in graph. Okay. So what is conclusion actually? These are terminating case. Okay. Both the number, if you see, they are terminating. So rational number P by Q, where Q, see the Q, this is Q, it is represented in the form of 2 raised to power something into 5 raised to power something. And P and Q are co-prime numbers. See, this is 7 and this is 2 and 5. There is nothing in common. Where M and N are positive integer. Okay. This should be positive integer. Let's make a correction. Positive integer. So this is the way. Wherever we represent decimal into P by Q form, the denominator is always 2 raised to power n into 5 raised to power n. So there is actually a theorem where let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. Okay, terminating. And then x can be expressed in the form of P by Q. This is x. It can be expressed in the form of P by Q. P and Q are co-prime number. Of course, they are co-prime number in both the cases. And the prime factorization of Q, that is denominator, is in the form of 2 raised to power n into 5 raised to power n. This one. Where n and m are negative, positive integer. Positive integer. So let us make this correction. Okay, I have made it. Okay, now we will go to the reverse part of this. What is reverse part of this? We will go from P by Q to decimal. In part 1, we have gone from decimal to P by Q. So 3 by 8. This can be written as 3 into 2 cube. Okay, then let us multiply with 5 cube in numerator and denominator. Why we are multiplying with 5 cube? Because we always want here 10 or 1000 or something like this. So to make it, we have to multiply 2 with 5. Since it is 2 cube, we are also multiplying with 5 cube so that we get 10 cube. In numerator also we are multiplying with same number, and multiplication of this comes out to be 375. Now we can write this 0.375. Exactly the reverse procedure what we have done here. Okay. Let us take one more example. 125 5 cube. So we multiply it with 2 cubes so that we get 10 raised to power something. So in numerator also same thing is reflected. 13 we multiply it by 2 cube and 104. So it will be 0.104. Exactly the reverse procedure. 7 by 80. We have to first write it in the form of factors of 2 and 5. In this form also only we will write our denominator. So 2 raised to power 4 into 5. So to make it 10, we have to make it 5 raised to power 4. So we have to multiply it by 5 cube. So in numerator also we multiply by 5 cube. Now it is 10 raised to power 4. And this 5 cube into 7, it's 35. So this is 0.0875. So again there is a theorem related to. You need not to worry about theorem. We will come to some final conclusion where we can, which will be helpful for us to solve the numeric. Again, let x be equal to P by Q be a rational number such that prime factorization of Q, okay, is in the form of 2 raised to power n into 5 raised to power n, where n is a positive integer. Then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. Okay, so in case of terminating Q, in case of terminating decimal expansion of P by Q, the denominator q is always in the form of 2 raised to power n into 5 raised to power m, where n m are a positive integer, that is they can be 0, 1, 2, so on and so forth. So in crux, in nutshell, what we get if x equal to p by q, okay, decimal expansion, and this is p by q, and if this q is in the form of 2 raised to power something into 5 raised to power something, or maybe 2 raised to power n if m is 0, or 5 raised to power m if n is 0, so 2 raised to power 0 becomes 1. So this is the crux. Then we say that it's terminating, okay. If this is the case, if q is in this form, then only we say that it's terminating, okay, in all these cases. Otherwise, we say that if it is not in this form, we say it's recurring. So this is the concept or crux of both the theorem which we will be employing. So you remember at the end, you remember this, okay. Let us take scenario, okay, or let us understand with the help of example. So 1 by 7 is there, okay. Scenario 2 where the q is not in this form, okay. So 1 by 7 if you do, it will be, this is the case of irrational number, that is recurring case. 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7 keeps on repeating. Why? Because the denominator, in this case 7, is not in the form 2 raised to power n into 5 raised to power n, okay. So we say, so finally we conclude that rational number we know, which can be written into form of x into p by q. It has its decimal expansion. If you take its decimal expansion, it can be in two form. It can be terminating. It will be terminating if this q is in the form of 2 raised to power n into 5 raised to power n, and it will be recurring. Okay, in this case it is recurring if it is the q is not in this form. Okay, we call it non-terminating and recurring. Okay, it is neither terminating and it is recurring. So we know that rational number are of two types, terminating and recurring. So depending on the q, that is denominator, we can decide whether it is terminating or recurring without actually performing the division. Okay, so this is the concept or crux of this slide. Okay, so this is the theorem. Let x equal to p. This is the final theorem now. This diagram is what you should remember. So let x equal to p by q, where p and q are co-prime number and it be a rational number, such that prime factorization of q is not in the form of 2 raised to power m, where n and m are non-negative integers. Then x has a decimal expansion which is non-terminating or recurring. Okay, if q is not equal, okay, this is not in the form. If this is not in the form, we say it's terminating, repeating. Earlier we have found that if it is in this form, it is terminating. This is recurring. So we will use this crux of all this theorem, this diagrammatic, to solve our numericals. Okay. So let us begin with the numerical. Exercise 1.4, first question. Without actually performing the long division, state whether the following number will have terminating decimal expansion or non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. Okay. So we have studied in earlier classes, those concepts we are going to use. First, 13 by 3125. First of all, we have to see that whether q is in the form of 2 raised to power n into 5 raised to power n. So we will factorize it in 2 raised to power 2 and 5. Okay. So let us factorize the denominator. If we divide it by 5, we get 5 into 5 into 5. 5 times. Actually, it should be 5 times. Okay. So we get 5 raised to power 5. Definitely, it is in the form of 2 raised to power m into 5 raised to power m, or 2 raised to power m, or 5 raised to power m. So here 5 is present exclusively. So therefore it will be terminating decimal expansion. Okay, just make a correction. Write 5 times. Okay. Let us move on to the next question. That is third, 64 by 455. Again we will see what 455 is. Okay. Let us factorize the denominator. If you factorize it, if you divide it by 5, you get 5 into 7 into 13. Definitely it is not in the form of q equal to 2 raised to power m into 5 raised to power m. Here we have 7 also, 13 also. So definitely it is not case 1, it is case 2. So it will be non-terminating and repeating this non-terminating decimal expansion. Okay, non-terminating. One more example, 1600. Let's factorize 1600. So if you factorize it, you will get this. This you can do it in rough always, okay? Go on dividing with 2 and 5 and see how many multiples of them you get and then arrange them. So definitely it is case 1. Case 1, that is, it is terminating decimal expansion. Next, 29 by 343. 343, if you go on, it cannot be divided by 2, it cannot be divided by 5. So this is definitely case 2. Case 2 means non-terminating decimal expansion. Okay. This is directly clearly given. So this is definitely case 1. So it will be a terminating decimal expansion. This is 2, 5 and 7. Okay. We want 2, 5 but 7 we do not want. So definitely it is non-terminating decimal expansion. Okay. So let us move to the next example. 77 by 210. Let us try to first simplify it, because this should be co-prime number. In earlier cases also, you please remember that you have to simplify it. It has to be co-prime number. Similarly, also write repeating word here. Okay. Whenever it is non-terminating, it is repeating. We have seen. So please make correction or add this word repeating. I have in these 3 cases. So if you simplify it, you will get 11 by 30. Now let us see the prime factor expansion of 30. Okay. So 30 is 2 into 3 into 5. 2 and 5 are favorable, but since we also have 3, it is not favorable. So we say that it is non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. Okay. So similarly, this 3 you take for example. I hope by using the earlier tree diagram concept, you now understand how to find whether the decimal expansion of given p by q is terminating or non-terminating and repeating. Okay. Let us see few more questions. Exercise 1.42. Write down the decimal expansion of those rational number in question 1 above which have terminating decimal expansion. So we see that in earlier class we have some terminating. This was terminating, this was terminating, again this was terminating. Okay. So if it is terminating, we have to carry out the division and write the terminating answer. So the first one was terminating, we take it. So you have to actually carry out the division of this, and this is like a lengthy process. I have shown you this rough work, how you have to do 0 point, you do it 0, then you get 130, you give point, you write 2 more zeros, so you get 13,000. Now you can do it 4 times, likewise and like. So you can do it in rough. Maybe mostly this question won't be asked, or it will be very simple, and you finally get this terminating answer. Similarly, there are 4 cases. So 15 divided by 1600. If you go on dividing the point, so you require at least 5 numbers. Okay, that is 15,000 you require. So 0.00 if you give, do it 2 times, you get 15,000 and you get this something. Similarly, if you go for 23 divided by 2 cube 5 square, if you just multiply this, it comes out to be 200, and you have to divide 23 by 200. Okay, so point you give 23. So like if you proceed, you get 0.115. So this is like typical questions. However, they are asked, so I am covering them here. 35 by 50. This may be asked. This looks simple. Further, first we simplify it. So it goes 5 sevens and 5 tens. Now 7 can be divided by 10, and we get, it's very easy, 0.7. So these are the 4 cases where we have terminating decimal expansion, and just we have find out at what are those. Next, third in this direction. Okay. So this is like last question of this chapter. Okay. So following real number have decimal expansion. In each case, decide whether they are rational or not. If they are rational and in the form of P by Q, what can you say about the prime factor of Q? So reverse process. Okay, first we have to tell that whether the decimal are terminating and non-terminating and repeating. Now we have to tell that whether they are rational or not. So if you see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. nothing is repeating and it has been terminated. Okay, so this is terminating decimal expansion, and terminating we know that it is rational number, that is p by q. Further, we can also say that q has a factor of 2 and 5 only. Okay, from first theorem we know that. Okay, next is 1 2 0 1 2 0 0 1 2 0 0. So this is not terminating, neither it is repeating, it is a different sequence. So it is non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion, and we know that such number are irrational number. Okay, this is definition of irrational number actually. So this is repeating now, and this is the sequence. Okay, so it is repeating. So what we can say about repeating? If it is repeating and it is non-terminating, repeating and non-terminating. Okay, it is repeating, but it is not terminating. So it is rational number, but p by q doesn't have a form of other than 2 and 5. It has other than. If it would have been 2 and 5, it would have been terminating, but this is repeating. So it doesn't have other factor other than 2 and 5. So by now we have completed our topic so successfully. So congratulations. We have covered all NCERT examples and all NCERT exercises. So we just have to look to the last year or last few year board question, and that we will do in our physical class. Okay. Let us take a summary of chapter. What we have seen. We have seen Euclid division algorithm. Okay. From Euclid division, which contains Euclid division lemma, that is A or is equals to B into Q plus R. Okay, this should be small a, where R can be lies from 0 to less than B. Okay, we have used this to find HCF of two positive numbers. Further, we have also seen fundamental theorem of arithmetics, where we have seen composite number, okay, as a product of prime number. So this is used to find HCF and LCM of two numbers. We have find out various HCF, LCM. We have seen what are their applications, and in the end we have seen rational and irrational number. How to carry out, how to find the decimal expansion with the terminating, non-terminating. So this is just the crux of this chapter, and here I declare that our 10.1 maths real number end year as far as NCERT syllabus is concerned. Thank you. Signing off. See you in next chapter.
आज का लेक्चर यही ख़त्म करते हैं। आई होप इससे आपको मदद होगी। मिलते हैं अगले लेक्चर में। तब तक के लिए गुड बाय एंड एंजॉय स्टडिंग।